right now. Okay, so here's what you're gonna need for ingredients. We've got pumpkin seed, I have pumpkin spice, I have nutmeg, flour, some pumpkin puree, chicken stock, cream, butter, sage leaves. I have a sachet here with thyme, bay leaf, and garlic. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna build a roux. You're gonna take equal parts butter to flour. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna create a more creamier soup for us, and it's also going to thicken our soup. So melt down your butter. Once your butter's completely melted, we're gonna incorporate the flour, slowly stirring, and we're gonna make like a wet sand consistency. As you can see there, you got a nice wet sand consistency. Go ahead and cook that for about 4 to 5 minutes. So now we're gonna slowly add our chicken stock. Be careful, just slowly add it and whisk at the same time. You don't want the flour to clump up on you. So we're gonna just slowly incorporate that into the pot. Once you have your chicken stock incorporated, go ahead, add your cream. And add a little bit of cream here. This is gonna help with flavor, also color. Add that in. Get it all mixed up, and then we're gonna add our pumpkin puree to that. All right, now we're gonna add our pumpkin puree. Now keep in mind, this is gonna be extremely thick, but now we have control on how thick or how thin we want it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna incorporate the pumpkin puree inside there. And then go ahead and I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this just to thin it out, because I have plenty of chicken stock, we have the cream, we have a lot of flavor. So the water's not gonna drown any of the flavor out, but it is going to thin this up quite a bit for us, so we can get more of a nice creamy soup consistency. Okay, so with the sachet, what is a sachet? A sachet is basically cheesecloth with whatever kind of herbs you want to put inside, and then we're going to tie it up with cooking string. Now what you use this for is to add flavor to soups, sauces, and stocks. The nice thing about doing it this way is that you're able to grab all the flavor out of the sachet, but you're able to remove it all at the end. So like if you're making sauces and soups, you don't have bay leaf floating around, thyme floating around, pieces of garlic. Keeps a nice creamy consistency, but it also adds a lot of flavor. So what we're gonna do is basically just roll that up, and we're gonna tie it off with our string. We're gonna add it to our soup now. So I've added some water, and I want you to see the consistency. This is more of like a sauce consistency right now, which is great because we're gonna cook this for about 30 to 40 minutes. So as it simmers down, it's gonna get thicker, right? So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and add your sachet to this. And add a few pinches of the nutmeg. So nutmeg in, give it a little stir. Just a few pinches. Go ahead and taste this. It's obviously not gonna taste up to par yet, because you have that flour and everything else in there, but you can at least get an idea of where your salt and your pepper is. I haven't added any yet, but I did add the chicken stock, so that adds a little bit of salt. So we're gonna add a little more salt right here and a little bit of pepper. Okay, so we're all seasoned up. Don't over season right now, just add a little bit. Got our sachet in there. We're gonna go ahead and cook this on low heat, low to medium heat. You don't want any bubbles here, you just want a real small simmer. We're gonna cook it for 40 minutes. So for the sage leaves, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fry them, and that's gonna add a really nice texture. And I'm using the sage leaves as a garnish at the end. So, get a spider. I have a little pot right here full of oil, ready to go. We're gonna add our sage leaves. I'll add a few at a time. Literally gonna just drop these into the fryer for just a few minutes. Not even a few minutes, like a minute. You're gonna see they'll start to turn really dark green, and then we're gonna pull them. So I would say about a minute, and we're gonna pull these out. So for a very quick and easy trick to know if the sage is fried enough, when you first drop it in, it bubbles quite a bit because there's a lot of moisture in there. As those bubbles start to subside, the sage, all that moisture has been pulled out. It's a good indication they're nice and crispy. Pull them out. Shouldn't be any more than a minute. You want to check on this soup roughly every 5 minutes. especially at first, when you first start cooking, because that flour has a tendency of sticking at the bottom. So take your whisk, just kind of work it around the edges of the pan. Or pot. I should have said pot. And you'll see how we're getting that nice consistency. It's starting to thicken up on us. At our 40-minute marker, it'll be nice and perfect soup consistency. So, 40 minutes has passed. We took out our sachet. Our soup is ready. Make sure you guys give it that 40-minute mark. It really changes the flavor of the entire soup. When that sachet, all that flavor starts coming out, it makes a huge difference. So, low and slow, 40 minutes. Now, presentation is everything, guys. So check out how I'm gonna plate this soup. I got a little squirt bottle with cream. I have our pumpkin spice right here, our seeds, and our fried sage. Check out how we make this thing look truly sexy. And there it is! Sexy! Alright, so on today's show, we're gonna do... Call these bay leaves?
Yeah.
I did, right? Up, and then we're gonna add our pumpkin puree to that. And that's just gonna add a nice spice. I should have did it the other way around, man. So everybody's oil is hotter or not as hot. So the best indication, yeah, you know, I just have a hard time sometimes saying stuff. So everyone's oil is going to be a different temperature. So if you want to go off the time, the best thing you'll know, the easiest way, probably around 40 to 50, maybe like 40 that. Why? I don't dance good like this. We're going to use cream. I have the pumpkin spice. I have the, you messed me up, dude.
Why?
Because after those shots, I know you're gonna be, yeah.